mantra.
Who is volunteering?
¿Quién es voluntario?
Is Gavi going to do it? Gavi?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Namo Vitragai, Namo Arihantanam, Namo Siddhana, Namo Ayareyanam, Namo Vatsayanam, Namo Loye Savasahunam, Eso Pancha Namukaro, Savapavapanashano, Mangalanam Cha Savesim, Paramam Havai Mangalam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Jai Satchitanand. Namo Vitragaya. Namo Harihantanam. Namo Siddhanam, Namo Ayariyanam, Namo Vatsayanam, Namo Loye Savasahunam, Eso Pancha Namukaro, Savapavapanashano, Mangalanam Cha Savesim, Paramam Havai Mangalam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Jai Satchitanand. Namo Vitragaya. Namo Harihantanam. Namo Siddhanam. Namo Ayariyanam. Namo Vatsayanam. Namo Loye Savasahunam. Eso Pancha Namukaro, Savapavapanachano, Mangalanam Cha Savesim, Paramam Havai Mangalam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Jai Satchitanand. Jai Satchitanand. Jai Satchitanand. Jai Satchitanand.
Jai Satchitanand.
Jai Satchitanand.
It was beautiful. the Om Namo Loe Savasahunam. When we give our offerings to the newly awakened ones of this universe, you see, all those who have entered the world of liberation, those who have attained the self but not completely, when we do this, it is very, very significant. Namo loe savasahunam. It means we are giving our greetings to Mahatmas all over the world and in any other path, those who are enlightened, you see.
Cuando decimos, es maravilloso este trimantra, es la frase que dice Namo Loye Sabasahunam, es un saludo a todos los seres que han despertado en el universo, que han obtenido la liberación total, para aquellos que están en el camino de la liberación, aunque no lo hayan alcanzado completamente, para todos los Mahatmas del mundo y para todos aquellos que estén en el camino de la liberación.
Yes. And every Mahatma's energies of the self, every Mahatma's self energy as capital energy manifests in different ways. You see, different ways means with different. The awakening is the same, but their circumstances being different, they become a significant force because, after all, the energy of the light of the self is being used in worldly reactions, worldly interactions, you see. And the worldly interactions that are Kashai free have got phenomenal results ultimately. You see, Kashai free worldly results are absolutely beautiful. It liberates the other person, it makes it easy for people around you too. You see?
Yes. También dice que para todos los Mahatmas, y que con la energía del ser, esta energía del ser en todos los Mahatmas se manifiesta de una manera diferente. Siempre con la misma intensidad, pero tal vez en circunstancias diferentes. Esta energía de la luz del ser ayuda en todas las circunstancias mundanas, sobre todo porque está libre de Kashai, tiene resultados fenomenales. Y además ayuda a todas las personas, no solamente que nos facilita a nosotros, sino que también que facilita a todas las personas que queramos apoyar o ayudar.
So, in essence, we are conveying our namaskars to everywhere, wherever in the world there is interaction with other human beings without any kashais.
En esencia es estar en namaskars, en cualquier interacción mundana sin kashais.
So we come back to our Purnatva session, and today's session is number 12, Purnatva, and we continue with this heading, which said Gnan is Nirlep by its very nature. Gnan is Nirlep by its very nature.
Yes. Hoy vamos a seguir ahora con la sesión número 12 que ya habíamos empezado, Purnatva, sesión número 12, y el título que estábamos viendo es el Gnan es Nirlep por su propia
by its nature, you see,
Por su propia naturaleza, sí.
by wherever Gnan manifests, wherever Gnan arises, wherever Gnan adjustments are taken, the effect is immediate. The effect is immediate. The effect is that you're not affected. Whoever makes the adjustment in Gnan, number one, he or she is liberated at that time, is not affected. Liberation means not to be affected by what is going on in this world, in this world, outside world, and the world of mind, speech, and body.
Donde surge el Nan, donde el Nan aparezca, el efecto es inmediato. No somos afectados. Él o ella no son afectados por nada que suceda en la mente, el cuerpo o el habla.
Yes, and we talked about two types, two categories of kashai. Those kashais that give subtle pleasure inside, and then or those kind of kashais that cause pain to others, you see. So both kind of kashais, they create bondage, and bondage has to be understood, you see.
Yes. Hay dos, y también estuvimos viendo que hay dos clases de kashais. Unos son los que tienen que causan un sutil placer interno, y después están los kashais que causan dolor a otras personas. Ambos son ataduras y hay que entender estas ataduras. Ambos generan ataduras y hay que entenderlas, perdón.
Yeah, so, and we discussed about the kind of kashais that gives you a subtle pleasure inside by making jokes about other people, by talking negative about other people. When you talk negative about other people, the hungry ego that is inside you see, wanting to be recognized, feels superior. You know, the superiority is just believed that, oh, I am better than the other people. People who criticize other people automatically are trying to place themselves higher than those other people. You see, higher than those other people.
Yes. Hay kashais que dan un sutil placer interior, como por ejemplo hablar mal de otras personas, burlar, y todo esto es del ego hambriento, que busca la superioridad, no sentirse superior frente al otro.
And both, and then the other things, the other kind of kashais are obvious that it really kind of hurts other people. Anger, pride, deceit, greed, and they hurt other human beings. And you know, both of these kashais create bondage. Bondage means now you're not free. Now you're stuck with the situation you have created. Either you have whatever account you had with the other human being is prolonged, you see, and it may worsen and it may go into the next life as animosity, you see.
También están los otros kashais que lastiman a las personas, como la ira, el orgullo, la codicia y el engaño, que te mantienen cautivo a esta situación y se prolongan en el tiempo y terminan lo terminan llevando a otra vida con animosidad.
You know, and the bondage that has been created, has to be resolved before this life ends, you see, with anyone. Otherwise, it will carry over in the next life, you see.
Esta atadura o cautiverio que se ha creado con la otra persona hay que terminarlo en esta, porque si no lo cargaremos a la próxima vida.
Yeah, or it will carry over in the next life, you see.
Mm.
Yes,
Hay que
and
terminarlo, cerrarlo, porque si no se lleva a otra vida.
yeah, so kashais cause pain, number one, and they create bondage. Two things. They give immediate results, negative results, even though you might not see it. That's different, but they give immediate negative results, and also they create bondage. Bondage means potential for carryover in the next life if you do not take care of it in this life by pratikraman or by accepting your mistakes, etc. See, with the other person.
El cautiverio, el cautiverio, la atadura hay que terminarla en esta vida. Y los kashais causan dolor y causan también ataduras y causan resultados negativos inmediatos. Y hay que resolverlo, porque si no lo llevamos a la otra vida. ¿Cómo lo resolvemos? Haciendo practikraman y también aceptando la falta ante la otra persona y la reconocemos también en nosotros mismos.
Accepting the fault, even if people don't do pratikram, they kind of realize that their mistake is, they made a mistake and they kind of reverse, and everybody doesn't know pratikraman, but if they realize their mistake, they don't repeat it, you see, in public life, they say, okay, they try not to repeat it, and yet it happens, of course, but they don't know why it happens, you see.
Yes. Esto de hacer practicram para no llevarlo a la otra vida y también de poder ver el error y revertir el error y no repetirlo. No repetirlo.
So on the other hand, knowing never causes any bondage. To know what is happening does not bind you. No matter how bad things may happen with this body complex, if you know what is happening, what happened, if you were in the knower state, not the doer state, then it does not cause bondage. Knowing does not cause bondage.
El conocimiento de lo que está sucediendo en el complejo del cuerpo no crea cautiverio. Ser el conocedor de lo que sucede no crea ataduras.
This is the secret. This is the secret revealed.
Este es el secreto revelado.
What is the secret of life after life? Then it is in this, what Dada has spoken this morning, which I am translating. Kashai cause bondage. Knowing those kashais do not cause bondage. So, things, anger, pride, deceit, and greed may be expressing in discharge through your medium, Patricia's medium, Gabi's medium, or Sandra's medium, you see. But you are knowing them, you know them. You don't, to know means not to get involved.
Yes. Los kashais, Dada dice que los kashais crean ataduras y que el conocimiento no crea ataduras. Los kashais se expresan por medio de Patricia, Sandra, por medio de todos, pero los conocemos y no nos involucramos.
Yeah. To know means not to become. Tanmayakar means to become the shape of the mind body. You see, to become the shape of the mind body. Ama is shapeless, it doesn't have any shape, form. Ama is formless, but it becomes Sandra, it becomes Marcella, you see. And and that is what causes bondage, you see. That leads to bondage.
El alma, el conocimiento, el conocer nos permite ver la forma que tiene la mente, el cuerpo y el alma. El alma no tiene ninguna forma. Pero si nos mezclamos con la forma, entonces ahí también creamos ataduras.
Yeah. Excuse me, I'm just looking for the charging cord again of the of the iPad from which I'm reading. So I just need to charge it before we lose the power in that, okay?
Está cambiando de compu.
So, Dadashri says, this is so. So the secret is this. The secret of liberation is to know what is happening without interfering in this life events and life circumstances and whatever is happening to the mind, body, or the words, not to interfere in that. Perfecting this knowership, knowingness, one attains liberation, you see. One attains liberation. The liberation begins immediately and it keeps on rising as this is applied in all events as they unfold in life, you see. As they unfold, as they unfold.
El secreto de esto es saber lo que sucede en el complejo del cuerpo, de la mente y del habla sin interferir, libre del hacedor. Y entonces comienza la liberación en la vida a medida que va desarrollándose.
And Dadashri says, he says that the Gnan, this is because Gnan, its nature is such that it remains Nirlep, it remains absolutely Nirlep. Nothing affects it. You say nothing affects it. Nirlep. And Gnan always remains Nirlep. You see?
Yes. Dada dice que esta es la naturaleza de Nirleyp. Absolutamente nada lo afecta. Y el Gnan siempre permanece Nirleyp.
Even with Agnan means ignorance, right? Even with Agnan, Gnan always remains Nirlep, unaffected. Agnan gets defeated. Gnan remains Nirlep. You see? Even in kriyas mean activity that are going on with mind, speech, and body, like, any activity, whether you're cooking, whatever you're doing, you see. Behind there is this Gnan Kriya, the activity of knowledge, you see. If you go near a piece of wood and there is an axe, you want to cut firewood, if you do not have the Gnan of how to split that wood, you would not know what to do with that axe and the piece of wood. You see, the Gnan is always there in everything that is happening, or behind everything that is happening. Behind that there is knowledge. You see, Gnan Kriya. So, but even in that Gnan Kriya, even in that activity, the knower is always Nirlep.
Incluso en el Agnan, en la ignorancia, el Nan siempre permanece Nirleyp. Existen las actividades, incluso en las actividades de la mente, cuerpo, el alma, el crías, cuando estás cocinando, por ejemplo, está el conocimiento, ahí está la actividad del conocimiento. Y si quieres cortar madera y tienes un hacha, tiene que haber un conocimiento para que puedas usar el hacha y cortar la madera, si no, nada podrías hacer con eso. El Nan inclusive está en el cría de las actividades de lo mundano.
So, and then, so now we finished that heading, and the next heading is
El próximo título es
the doership of The new heading is the awareness. No. Gnan Jagruti nu kriyakari pano means the doership of Jagruti or awareness. Okay, Jagruti, awareness. And now we'll find out what it means. Doership of awareness. That the question is asking, what all is included in kashais? Kashai means anger, pride, deceit, and greed, the questioner is asking.
El próximo título es el hacedor del Jagruti de la conciencia. Entonces la pregunta es, ¿qué está incluido en los kashais, en la ira, el orgullo, la codicia y el engaño?
And Dada says yes. Okay, Dada says yes. Kashai means anger, pride, deceit, and greed. And it is actually, we shouldn't write anger, comma, pride, comma, deceit, comma, greed, comma, because this 4 is a complex. Dash, dash, dash means the 4 is a complex. Anger, pride, deceit, greed. One or the other or multiple ones may be in activity, in ignorance. One thing is happening here, another thing is happening here. There's a combination of this thing. We separate it out to describe them, you see. But, the angry person is proud, he's got some kind of greed. He's all of these things are going on inside, you see. And so we say anger dash pride dash deceit dash greed.
Dada responde que a la pregunta que le hacen, de que está incluido en los kashais, y si es la ira, el orgullo, la codicia y el engaño, y Dada dice sí. Y Shuddha explica que cuando lo escriben, no escriben, no separan los kashais con una coma, los ponen con un guión, para explicarlos individualmente, pero nunca funcionan individualmente. Pues, puede ser que algunos estén más activos que otros, pero siempre hay más de uno que está activo, porque por ejemplo la ira, el orgullo despierta la ira y la codicia también.
Yeah, and so the questioner then is asking, what else is there in kashais? Dadashri says. Now Dadashri replies, only anger, pride, deceit, greed. These are only these 4 come under kashais. See? And when kashai awakens, then he will say, on what basis he is telling me this thing? Why is he telling me this thing? Man, what have I done to him? How have I hurt him that he is doing this? You see, so now the kashai of anger and pride have awakened. You see, his anger is awakened, also his pride is awakened, He thinks he is somebody,
Yes.
What have I done to him? Why is he doing this to me? You see?
Y Dada dice, le preguntan cuántos kashais más hay, y Dada dice solo estos 4. Y dice, ¿no? Cuando el kashai se despierta, empezás, bueno, ¿por qué dice? ¿Para qué? ¿Por qué hace esto? ¿Por qué me dice lo otro? ¿Por qué dice esto? Y es porque el orgullo despierta la ira, de lo que sucede, y empiezan con esta clase de preguntas. Y así,
When this is the simplest kashai, that I gave 2 examples of kashai. On what basis? How can he say this to me? You see? Now, how can he say this to me? whether it is your boss, your wife, your husband, your friend. How can you say this to me? You see, that means the Kashaya has awoken, has now awakened. That Kashaya is now awakened. Now the other calls awakening of the Kashaya. The Kashaya, remember we talked about in previous satsang, they have gone underground, after the Gnan Vidhi, and they awaken, you see, they awaken.
¿Cómo puede, por ejemplo, dice, cómo puede decir esto de mí, mi esposa, mi jefe, un amigo? Y ahí es que el Kashai se despertó. Y Dada lo llama esto el despertar del Kashai. En el Gnan, los Kashais fueron enterrados, pero así despiertan los Kashais.
So the questioner is asking, when the Kashaya awakens, whose result is that? In other words,
La pregunta...
whose result is that? मैं प्रश्न करता दादाश्री will say, શા આધારે મને કહી શકે મેં શું બગાડ્યું છે એનું પ્રશ્ન કરતા એ પરિણામ કોનું ઊભું થાય છે the result when the Kashaya arises, it has its effect, right? Who does it belong to? You see, where does it come from? Very subtle question. Something arises, something happens, and then you say, on what basis is telling me this thing? How can he say these things to me? What have I done to him? Now, before that, you were completely quiet and in your own world, but something happened and the Kashai awakens. You see, the Kashai woke up. You see? So Dadashri says in reply, it is a Kashai bhav. It is a Kashai bhav. What kind of Kashai bhav? Man Rupi Kashai. It is a Man Rupi Kashai. In other words, now it is actually your pride Kashai, you see, right? Your pride has been stirred up. You think you are somebody. Pride means I am Patricia is important, or I am Sandra is very important. So, you see, I am Sandra. Giving importance to I am Sandra is called pride. You are just like every other body in this world, every other human being. Why do you think you are somebody? And you see, that's being somebody is pride. See, I'm someone. Better not come near me. Leave me alone. You see, all of those things. The other calls it Man Kashai.
Yes. Le preguntan a Dada de quién es de los Kashai cuando surgen, de quién es el resultado. Dada dice, el resultado es un efecto, es un efecto. Y esta es una pregunta muy sutil. Algo surge y dices, ¿por qué me dices esto? ¿Qué es lo que yo te hice? Y empiezas así. Previamente estabas en silencio, sucede esto, y se despierta el Kashai. Y Dada dice, es el Kashai del babo, es el orgullo que se despierta, es que creo que soy Patricia, es que creo que soy Sandra, y es que creo que soy alguien o que soy importante. Y en realidad, ¿quién me creo que soy? Porque somos iguales a cualquier otro. ¿Por qué te crees que eres alguien? Eso es orgullo. Y Dada a esto le dice, Mom Kashai.
Yes. Man means pride. Man means pride. You see, krodh, man, maya, lobh. It's anger, pride, deceit, greed. Krodh, man is pride. You see?
Bueno,
M-A-A-N.
y dice, Dada dice que es man kashai.
Man,
Man
double A.
kashai.
Yeah, if you say M-A-A-N, that is called man. You see?
Man kashai, eso es orgullo.
Yeah,
Man es orgullo.
Yeah, man is orgullo. It's the king of kashais. Dada says man is the king of all the kashais, you see.
Man, que es el orgullo, es el rey de los kashais.
So the questioner is asking, in that, how does the result of Chetan, self, okay, separate, in other words, you see, now imagine the scenario. Says, how can he say this thing to me? What have I done to him? You see, now the kashai of man and has awakened, and anger arises to protect I am something. Anger protects I am something. Don't touch me. How did you touch me? Who told you to touch it? You see, anger protects pride. You see, this anger protects pride.
Le preguntan a Dada cómo el resultado, cómo es el resultado del Chetan Self. Y cuando, por ejemplo, dicen, ¿por qué me hiciste esto? ¿Por qué me tocaste? ¿Por qué tal cosa? El man, Kashai, el Kashai de la ira se despierta. Y el Kashai de la... perdón, el man de los Kashai, que es el orgullo, despierta la ira que protege el orgullo, ¿no? Como que no me toques, que te alejes, y surge la ira, el kashai de la ira, porque la ira protege el orgullo.
Anger is the soldier of the king who is pride, you see.
La ira es el soldado del rey del orgullo.
And so the questioner is asking, so in all of this, how does the effects of the self as capital, how does self results separate, you see?
¿Cómo los resultados del ser con mayúscula resultan?
By what,
¿Cómo surgen?
See, he says, the questioner is asking, while this is happening, the anger pride reaction is, anger pride awakens, not reaction, awakens. By what method the self can separate? That's what's the exact question, you see. All right? By what method does the self separate?
¿Cómo le preguntan cómo surgen los resultados del ser? Y Dada dice, el despertar del Kashai sucede, and then...
Dadashri says, it is automatic, you see. The Kashais go into Kashai, and the Chetan, Ama, remains Ama Pura through awareness. If you see it through awareness, then it is automatic. Kashai are on one side and Amapura is on one side. Awareness separates it.
Dice, dice Dada, es automático, ¿no? El Kashai trae otro Kashai, pero también está el Chetan, el alma pura, que es la conciencia. Y si tú ves a través de la conciencia, entonces se puede separar.
Yeah. Kashai go into Kashai and Chetan, Amapura, goes into Chetan, means C capital, and Chetan is the other word for pure soul, you see, the self.
El Kashai despierta el Kashai y la conciencia, el conocimiento trae el Chetan, que es el alma pura y se escribe con mayúsculas.
So Dadashri says, and there is no, the man asks, by what, how can I separate? The man is essentially asking, how can the self separate out of these kashais that are happening morning till evening, you see, or some kind of kashai? Dadashri says, with Jagruti, with awareness, it is automatic. It's automatic. You don't have. There is no method. The moment you come in with your awareness, soy amapura, the kashais are in separate already. You see. You have to see with awareness. Dada says, see with awareness. Awareness, otherwise known as awakened awareness of Jagruti. Everybody understand this is important, you see? You don't have to do anything. Let me separate. People will say, oh, this is happening. Let me separate. Let me separate. Who are you to separate? You are separate. You are already separate. You see, you're Chetan. You're no longer Gabi. Gabi is just a label. Sandra is just a label. Devdasi is just a label.
¿Cómo puede ser estar separado del Kashai, ¿no? Y es a través desde que yo en verdad soy alma pura, y entonces los Kashais están separados. Y pues, ¿cómo lo logras? Y es ver con el Jagruti, con la conciencia. No hay nada que tengas que hacer. Si algo sucede, no puedes decir, bueno, espera un minuto que me separo. No, tú eres Chetan, ¿no? Y Sandra, Gaby, Devadasi, todos son etiquetas.
Yeah. So, somebody might ask, and this is Shuddha speaking right now. Well, okay, so how do I see with awareness? How do I see with awareness? And the answer is Agna, 1, 2. Soyamapura. And then this is relative, that's awareness, you see. You just see with awareness, So you just, the moment you apply Yosamapura, Soyamapura, and automatically the relative is in front of you see, it's there. And then see everything that is happening as vyavasthit.
Yes. ¿Cómo veo con la conciencia? Con Agna 1, todo relativo, Agna 2, soy alma pura, y eso es conciencia. Y Dada dice, ve todo como Yavastit.
So the questioner is saying, now we're back to Dada. The questioner is saying, yes, but how is the upayog Upayog means upayog means utility, utilization, or you are using. How is the utilization or use with Jagruti? Dada, how is the upayog? In other words, what is this utilization with Jagruti? How is the upayog, with Jagruti? Jagruti, look, if these things in front of me, in my hand, are earphones, and the wires are just lying, somebody will say, what is its use? How do you use it? Then I open the computer, I put the pin in the hole, and make that person listen. And it says, see, now it's not, the computer is not making any sound, and yet you're hearing beautifully, see? There is no other noise. So you just learned the upayog, or the utilization of this hearing aid, hearing wires,
Headphones.
or whatever you call them, headphones, but these are tiny headphones, right? This is a very tiny headphone, Okay. So in the same way, he is asking, so when you use it, what is it like? Dadashri says, see with awareness. Remember, Dada just told him, see with awareness. So then he says, well, what is it like when you use this awareness? Okay. See, it's very subtle, Dada says, see with awareness. So the question is asking, Dada, how is that awareness used? What is it like? You see? Is there any method to it? Again, he's in a subtle way, he's asking, is there any method to it? Because I'm used to seeing this with these eyes, I'm used to seeing with these eyes. What is this other use of Jagruti like? That's the question to Dada.
Le preguntan a Dada, sí, y le preguntan, ¿cómo es el upayog con el Jagruti? El upayog es la utilización, quiere decir, con el Jagruti. Y Shuddha explica lo de los audífonos, que cuando él se sienta se coloca los audífonos, los enchufa, pone el pin en el agujero de la computadora, entonces se escucha hermosamente, no se escuchan sonidos de fondo, y es así. Entonces cuando lo usas, ¿cómo es? Y es ver con conciencia. ¿Y cómo es ver con conciencia? El que le pregunta dice, yo estoy acostumbrado a ver con estos ojos físicos. ¿Cómo es ver con conciencia?
Yeah, so the Dadashri says, it is always natural. That is natural. Dada Sahaj. Dada say it is always natural.
Y Dada dice, eso siempre es natural.
Yeah, that's always natural. Natural means Sahaj means Sahaj, another very important word, Sahaj. You see, Sahaj, natural. It's always Sahaj, Sahaj, Sahaj. Sahaj means you don't have to do anything. You do not have to do anything for this Jagruti. You do not have to do anything for this Jagruti. You do not. It's natural. That which arises on splitting the two, you see, Amapura, relative. That which arises in this vision, it doesn't require any effort. It does not require any effort at all. You don't have to do anything. None of us have to do anything to see the Amapura in each one of us and the relative part. By relative part, this is Marcella, Sandra, but really she is Amapura, pure soul, you see. That doesn't require for me to do anything, for us all to do anything.
Le preguntan Dada dice, esto siempre es natural, ¿no? Y Sahak es natural y no hay nada que hacer. Lo que surge es la visión del Agna 1 y 2. Nada que hacer, nada de esfuerzo ni hacer. Es poder ver lo relativo y que en lo real es alma pura. Y no requiere que se haga nada.
Yeah, one doesn't have to do anything. Dadashri says, Jagruti arises automatically. Now, this is very interesting what follows now, okay? Dada has created a scene whereby the man Kashai, the Kashai of pride has woken up. What have I done? How can he say that to me? And Dada now is saying, Jagruti, awaken the awareness of Amapura arises automatically, you see. It arises automatically. You see, if you are the Amapura, when you say Amapura, or you don't even have to say anything. And, Carlos says something that is hurtful. At that time, Jagruti is always arise automatically, which says, Amapura. This is relative, he too is Amapura. So, don't have to do anything. The Jagruti arises immediately, Dada says. It arises immediately. And this is a testing point for all of us. The Jagruti means, who am I? Jagruti means, who am I in all of this? See? Mm-hmm.
Yes. Dice que el Jagruti surge automáticamente, ¿no? Y cuando surge el Kashai del orgullo es, ¿cómo me dices esto a mí? ¿Por qué me haces esto a mí? El Jagruti, la conciencia del alma pura, enseguida surge automáticamente. Y es estar, soy alma pura. Y por ejemplo, si Carlos dice algo, él automáticamente va a sentir a poder ver que lo que está viendo, ¿no? Y surge el alma pura. Es nada que hacer. El Jagruti surge automáticamente. Y Jagruti es quién soy.
Yeah.
¿Quién soy?
And not only that, it arises immediately. It doesn't wait. It doesn't wait to come on. It arises immediately when something like this happens. Something like this happens. How dare he say these things to me? What have I done? What authority does he have to speak like this? You see? When this event of Kashaya arises, Jagruti arises also immediately, you see. This arises, this explodes suddenly, and the Jagruti also arises. Every time this happens, the Jagruti comes up. Who am I in all of this? And it keeps you Nirlep. It keeps you Nirlep. You see, it keeps you Nirlep. You know, you don't fall. It keeps you in balance. You see, who am I?
Yes. Y cuando sucede cualquier evento que despierte un Kashai, enseguida surge el Jagruti, ¿no? El evento del Kashai explota y el Jagruti enseguida, automáticamente surge. Y es, ¿quién soy yo en esto? Y te mantiene en Nirlep, no te caes en esto. Y es, ¿quién soy yo en todo esto que está sucediendo?
Dada gives one physical example here. He says it's like when a crime happens, something has happened in a home, something serious, dangerous, hurtful has happened in a home or on the street. The next thing you know, there are police cars. There are 1, 2, 3 police cars with their sirens, They're automatically there.
Por ejemplo, Dada dice, si algo serio sucede en el hogar o en la calle, enseguida van a aparecer la policía con sus luces o sirenas.
So the question is still asking. Questioner now goes, you see. But why is he doing this to me? Or what have I done? That effect and the effect of, Dadashri called, this man says, the doership of the Jagruti, there's no other word, Kriyakari, because Jagruti or the light of the self also has its work, you see. It also has its work. It's called Swayam Kriyakari Gnan. In other words, or Vignan, So what is the connection? I mean, how does the auto activity of Jagruti, how do I understand both of this? One thing is the Kashai Bhav has awoken, but how do I understand the exact mechanics of this awareness of the self, Soyama Pura? What's going on in there? It's a very subtle question being asked to Dada, you see.
Le preguntan a Dada, por ejemplo, alguien hace algo, dice, bueno, ¿por qué me hace esto? ¿Yo qué le hice para que me haga esto? Y entonces el Jagruti o la luz del ser también tienen su trabajo, es como la autoactividad del Jagruti, cómo funciona.
So, see, we are all used to, before the Gnan Vidi, we were all used to doing something to feel better. We were always used to doing something, maybe take deep breaths, do some pranayams, move, do this, and, do chi activity, do tai chi, or go away from this noise, or go take a drink of wine or something, like two different things. We were all used to doing, to feel better, right? And now the questioner is still asking about the exactness of what is this Jagruti doing? What is this Jagruti doing? All right, let's see. Questions being asked, so I'm giving it to you in exactness.
Acostumbramos a que, por ejemplo, cuando no nos sentimos bien, o estamos deprimidos, estamos acostumbrados a hacer algo. Hacemos gimnasia, yoga, tomamos vino, ¿no? Como que hacemos cosas para sentirnos bien. A eso estamos acostumbrados. Entonces le repregunta a Dada, en exactitud, ¿qué hace el Jagruti, no?
Yeah, what happens to the doership of the Jagruti? What is it that Jagruti does? In simple words, what is it that this Jagruti does that absolutely insulates the self? Nothing, you're not touched, it doesn't bother you. Somebody says, shut up, get out of here. You don't need to come back again. Before blood will come to your face, you will clench your teeth, and now you look like Buddha. You look like Buddha. Nothing, you're not affected at all. What is this? How does Jagruti work there? The questioner is still not leaving Dada alone. Dada, tell me what's going on. You see how subtle it is, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Le vuelve a preguntar, ¿no? Y como que va hacia lo más sutil. Pero quiere saber en exactitud cuál es el trabajo del Jagruti, cómo es que funciona, cómo es que cuando surge un Kashai, absolutamente salta este Jagruti como protegiendo y manteniendo el estado, un estado de paz que parecemos un Buda.
So Dadashri says, the coming of the Jagruti makes that other thing separate, makes that other thing separate. It is not you. You see, it automatically separates. Jagruti separates the two. That what Dadashri says, Samapura separates everything from that which is not Amapura.
El Jagruti separa los dos. El alma pura de lo que no es alma pura.
The Jagruti, the coming of the Jagruti makes that other thing separate. Separate. Here is the answer again. It is natural. That is you. Samapura. I naturally, it is in my nature to see and know what is going on. That's all. Outside, inside, it's my nature. And so, in the seeing, everything separates, everything remains as it is. Kashai go into Kashais, and Ama goes into Ama.
Naturalmente veo qué es lo que sucede dentro, qué es lo que sucede fuera, El Jagruti mantiene todo separado, los kashais van con los kashais y el alma pura está en el alma pura.
So now the questioner, it's a long QA. So we will come back here to this, okay? This is very subtle, detailed. We need to understand it word by word. So let us take a break and then we'll come back, huh?
Yes. Vamos a tomar un recreo y volvemos. Thank you, Shuddha.
Okay, thank you, Marcella and Patricia.
Un poco picante,
Thank you.
Okay, shall we continue? You let me know, huh?
Yes, ready.
So, so then the question asks, what if there is no reaction? Is it possible that sometimes there is no reaction when somebody hears this question? When these two questions that cause kashai arises, is it possible that there is no reaction?
¿Es posible que no haya reacción cuando en esta pregunta? ¿Es posible que no haya reacción si lo herí? ¿Es posible que no haya reacción si hubo kashais?
Yeah, in other words, the question arises, what have I done wrong for him to do this to me? You see, that is the question. And is it possible that there may be no reaction, Dada? So Dadashri says, it is with the Jagruti, with the awareness, there is an immediate realization that this thing that has happened is not anybody else's fault. It is my own fault only. You see, this is the result of my own fault. That you realize that with this Jagruti.
Yes. Pregunta nuevamente, ¿qué hice mal para que esta persona me haga esto? Entonces inmediatamente el Jagruti te hará ver que nadie está en falta, que esto es solo un resultado y es mi falta.
Yeah, one immediately realizes that this that has happened is my fault only.
Y entonces te puedes dar cuenta, puedes ver que esto sucede y es mi falta solamente.
It is not the fault of anyone else, you see.
Es darse cuenta de que no es la falta de nadie más, solo la mía.
Yeah. So this Jagruti makes you realize that this that happened is no one else's fault. The fault lies within me.
Es el Jagruti el que hace darme cuenta que la falta no está en nadie, que la falta yace en mí y que es mía.
So the questioner is now asking, when such a man kashai has arisen, you see, when such a man kashai has arisen, then its gross result, you see, its gross result means in conduct, that result is dissolved, is it not? Because, see, whatever arises in this world, first it arises, it arises as boiling inside, and then it comes out, and it's visible to other people, you see. So the questioner says, now this man kashai that arose, oh, what have I done wrong? Why is he saying this to me? That is happening to Sandra or to Gabby, but because of this awareness, its results dissolve, is it not? Because this will have its result. If the awareness isn't there, then this will get more, you see, or, it may complicate things, you see.
Yes. Yes. Le preguntan a Dada nuevamente si el Kashai del orgullo surgiera, es resultado evidente en conducta. Primero emerge como agua hirviendo adentro y luego sale hacia afuera, se vuelve visible y se vuelve visible. Y Dada dice, este es el resultado de Gaby. Entonces, si dice, bueno, ¿qué hice mal para que me haga esto? Si la conciencia no estuviera ahí, todo se complicaría.
So, Dadashri, the question is asking, see, now this thing is arisen, then it will come out in conduct, right? What have I done to him? Why is he doing this to me? So then your conduct towards him changes. When you see him, you look the other way, you don't, you avoid him, you have aversion towards him, right? So that is now the whole body is doing this. First, it is Kashai bhav of pride, and then, then the negativity starts and all of that starts, and which you are already aware of. That is called visible conduct. So the question is asking, does that dissolve? And Dadashri says, it is not a question of what appears in conduct. Dada says that is not a question at all. Once this Kashai bhav arises, what have I done? Why is he doing this to me? It will progress into overt Kashais. It will, now that one has gone, Gabi has gone into Kashais instead of coming this way. Samapura, Soyamapura, So one is now lighting the fire in the wrong direction. The other one is in the blissful coolness of the self, you see.
Primero surge, es como que surge dentro, ¿no? Y cuando después sale hacia la conducta, cambia y puedes ver que surge una versión, cuando surge el Kashai. Y ahora está en tu cuerpo el Kashai y comienza. Y le dice, ¿y esto es todo? Y Dada le dice, esto no es una pregunta. El Kashai Babo progresará hacia el Kashai, en lugar de ir hacia el alma pura. Entonces ahí en un lugar es como que el Kashai te lleva al fuego y el otro te lleva a la dicha del ser.
So in essence, Dada is saying the first thing that arises is the Kashai bhav. You see, Kashai was there inside, lying inside in all of us. Kashai was there. But then, due to evidences, this Kashai bhav arises. What have I done? Why is he doing this to me? You see, the Kashai bhav arises. And if the Jagruti is not there at that time, then Kashai will become, it will become overt Kashais, it will go further, right? That is our experience too, right?
En esencia, primero si el Kashai Babo está dentro de todo, ¿no? Pero cuando esto es por una evidencia y está en todo, sí, pero si el Jagruti no estuviera ahí, es como que todo se complicaría.
Yeah, Kashai bhav means view an existence in Kashai. Eo Samapura is Atma bhav, Ama bhav. And why is he doing this to me? What have I done? That is Kashai Bhav. Now view an existence as Kashai, as Kashai. So this is so quick and easy. The Jagruti is so quick and easy. Otherwise, you have jumped into the ocean of Kashais, you see.
La existencia en el Kashai de Vago es que hice, que me dijo que por qué me dijo esto y hizo lo otro. Eso es estar en la existencia del Kashai Vago. Y si el Jagruti no surgiera inmediatamente, estaríamos mal.
So then the questioner is asking, so that which has arisen inside, Dada, these two questions are important. By what authority that person is saying this to me? What have I done to him? How have I hurt him? All of this is going on inside. Right now it's not visible, you see, to anyone. It's not visible to anyone. That is Kashai Bhav. Kashai Bhav. Now the questioner is saying, now that has arisen inside, Dada, will dissolve automatically? Will it dissolve automatically with Jagruti?
Lo que cuando surge un Kashai adentro, ¿no? Y empieza el pensamiento de con qué autoridad me estás diciendo esto, por qué hiciste lo otro, y todo eso está sucediendo adentro, y es el Kashau Bao. Entonces, cuando esto sucede, el Jagruti surge inmediatamente.
Yeah, in other words, the question is, with Jagruti, with the awareness of who am I, will this thing automatically dissolve, whatever is going on inside? Dadashri says, it dissolves and it separates. And therefore, we are not responsible anymore. Karma is not bound and no responsibility touches us. And so we have become free from our liability and responsibility. These are all important sentences,
Con el Jagruti sobre de quién soy se disuelve todo, y Dada dice, si se disuelve y se separa y no hay más responsabilidad, no se crean más ataduras, y esto te lleva a la liberación. Y estas tres son tres oraciones muy importantes.
There's no further responsibility on our part, you see.
No hay más responsabilidad de nuestra parte.
And not only that, we become free from responsibility.
Y también muy importante es que nos volvemos libres de esa responsabilidad.
From responsibility and liability.
Y habilidad. Nos volvemos libres de esa responsabilidad y habilidad.
Now, my dear friends, Mahatmas, from today's satsang, so far, Dada has been talking about sukshma, subtle kashais bhav that arises inside only. Nobody can see them. Only you are the ones who can see it. You're the only one. You and I are the only one who can see it. And this kashai bhavs, this is so important. Just by awareness, by Jagruti, Soyamapura, Vishuddhatma. That is all. They don't have to come out. They don't have to come out. Right?
Dice esto que es tan importante y sutil, que el Callao Babo que surge solo los veo yo. Y solo soy conciencia, es el Jagruti, y soy alma pura.
Kashai, bhav should not be confused with bhavo. Bhavo, there is no H in it. Bhavo is the middleman, the one who is partly in ignorance and mostly in knowledge, you see, so that, the middle one, you see, after Gnan Vidhi, that one now wants to become complete, you see, that one. So that is bhavo, the middle entity of ego, I. I am, who says I am this is happening to me, you see, is now moving away from that to Swayam Apura, you see, that one. And that is bhavo versus this is bhava. Bhav means view. Bhav means view. The blissful view versus anger, pride, deceit view. You see?
El babo es el del medio, que tiene que ver con el ego, y la mitad es ignorancia y la otra mitad como conocimiento, ¿no? Y que tiene que ver con es la identidad del ego que se está moviendo hacia el alma pura, babo. Pero acá estamos hablando del babo.
Just say bhav.
Que es la visión de la dicha, sí, la visión de la dicha. Entonces, y en el Kashai, en esa visión, cuando surge yo los puedo ver. El Jagruti los ve, enseguida surge y lo veo.
This person will say, I'm suffering. Oh, this is terrible, horrible. Why did this have to happen? All of this is Kashai bhav, you see. It's not the view of the self. The self says, I am blissful. I am blissful. Nothing affects me. I am the knower of whatever is happening. I can see what is happening. Yes, I see it happening. Yes, I see it burning. But I'm not burning. I am not burning.
Yo estoy sufriendo, porque estoy sufriendo todo eso Kashai del Babo. Y no es la visión del ser. La visión del ser es que yo soy dicha, yo soy el conocedor, yo soy el observador. Puedo ver que está quemándose, pero a mí no me afecta.
So the questioner is asking, this result has arisen. This result in the relative has arisen. And against that, this thing has happened. Why is he doing this to me? What have I done? When this thing has arisen, against that Jagruti, light of the self, arises. And on top of that, I do not agree with what has arisen. I don't agree with what has arisen. I don't like it. So what will be its result? That's the question. Say, it has arisen. I don't like that this is happening, you see. On the one hand, he's saying, why is he doing this to me? By what authority he is doing this to me? What have I done to hurt him? Now, on the one side, he's saying that. On the other side, also there is something inside that says, I do not like this. I don't like this. So what happens to that result? And it's a long question. And does this thing, because it relates to another person, does all of this that's going on inside me reach the other person? Or does it dissolve? કશાય ભાવનું પરિણામ સામાન્ય અસર પહોંચાડે તો એમનું શું? Okay, we'll come to that next question next. All right, so did you get it, Patricia?
Yes. El resultado en lo relativo surge, ¿no? Y es qué pasó y por qué pasó. Después aparece el Jagruti para poder ver, para poder ver. Y sobre eso está que no estoy de acuerdo con esto que surgió, no me gusta. Entonces es como que en una mano es con qué autoridad me dice esto, qué pasó, por qué me dijo, y en la otra mano no me gusta esto que surge de quejarme y todo eso. Entonces, ¿qué pasó con el resultado? ¿Esto que me pasa alcanza a la otra persona o se disuelve?
And then the question is also asking, what about the result of this Kashai Bhav, this view of Kashai? It's not, remember, it has not come out yet. He's not saying, why is he doing this to me? You know, what have I done? It's all happening inside. Does the result of this, does its effect, does that's happening inside, does its effect, its effect, because it's a vibration, right? So does it reach the other person? Mm-hmm.
Yes. Porque el resultado de esta visión del Kashai, cuando todavía lo tengo adentro, que está en un pensamiento que empieza a hervir, dado que es una visión, ¿afecta a otra persona? ¿Alcanza a la otra persona y la afecta?
Yeah. Does it reach the other person? You know, in other words, it's only inside me only. I haven't said anything yet, you know, or it hasn't happened yet where it would come out. Does it still reach the other person?
Todavía lo tengo dentro, y no salió, pero ¿alcanza a la otra persona esto? Aunque no haya salido de mí.
So then Dada replies, it may reach or it may not reach. But the other person is not concerned with this, is he? This is all going on inside you, says Dada.
Puede, Dada dice, Dadashri dice, puede alcanzar a la otra persona o puede no alcanzar a la otra persona, pero la otra persona es como que no le importa. Esto está pasando dentro de ti.
So then the questioner says, so then if the self, pote, P-O-T-E-Y, pote means pote. Pote, you know, I know you've heard this in the advanced books as well as the Parayans, you know, developing eye, you know. Pote is the developing eye. The developing eye was initially totally ignorant, had no light, totally covered up. Then in Gnanvidi, the light came out, right? And so now that same I who is saying, I'm Sandra, I'm Devdasi, you see, he's saying, Samapura, Soyamapura. Now, so if that I remains in awareness, okay? Awareness.
Yes.
Then nothing will reach the other person, right? This person is wanting to be sure if there is Jagruti, you know, when I remain in Jagruti, nothing will reach the other person, right? That's what he's confirming with Dada.
Acá dice, puede o no puede alcanzar, ¿no? Entonces habla de pote, que es en principio es el yo en desarrollo. que lo estuvimos viendo en el para ahí ahora. Primero es la ignorancia sin luz, luego del Nandidi pasamos de yo soy Sandra, yo soy de la Bastia, yo soy alma pura. Y este yo en desarrollo y en conciencia. Pero el que pregunta quiere estar seguro si esto puede o no alcanzar a la otra persona, si la puede herir o no puede herir a la otra persona.
So Dada replies, Dada says, yeah, there is nothing, there is no give and take at all, is there? Yes. Yes. In other words, there's not, Dadashri says, nothing. There is no give and take, give, take at all, right? Give, take is a new word. There's in every human interaction, there is a give and take, give and take, give, take, give, take. You say something, the other person says something, both are exchanging. Amapura vision, there is no give and take. There's nothing going on at this level, at the relative level. In that particular instance, you're saying Amapura, and this one, whatever it is, with awareness, there is no give-take. There is no give-take. I am not giving and I'm not taking it. I am not saying these bad words and I'm not taking those bad words.
Dadashri dice, no hay nada de dar y recibir, o de hablar o en el hablar o intercambiar, porque en el alma pura no hay nada, no hay nada de dar y recibir.
So then questioner says, and therefore one is free from responsibility, Dada? And Dadashri says, wait a minute, this satsang is getting a little complicated. I just want to get it right. So then, the question says, so one is completely free from one's own responsibility? That's the question is asking now. Questioner is saying, so am I then completely free from my responsibility, Dada, with if I remain in the awareness of the self and okay, so this is Dadashri says,
La pregunta que le hace es, entonces, Dada, yo estoy libre de responsabilidad propia si permanezco en la conciencia del ser.
Yeah, and so Dada turns it around and says, you see, this is a one-sided thing only, is it not? I mean, in other words, if it remains inside you, you may be painting all kinds of negative things about the other person, but as long as it doesn't come out, how is that other person connected to you at all? He has zero idea of what's going on inside you. Okay, do you understand?
Yes.
Go on.
Dice, Dada dice, le da vuelta a esta pregunta y dice, si permanece adentro tuyo, ¿cómo puede conectar con la otra persona si la otra persona no tiene idea de lo que está pasando en ti?
Dada gives another very beautiful example. If that man, if that woman, she says, Dada gives another example. It's very interesting. If she's painting in her mind, inside painting, oh, it'll be nice if this man becomes my husband. She's just painting inside, you know. She's having this bow inside, these views inside. She's just painting. It'll be nice if this man becomes my husband. You see?
Y Dadashri dice, si ese hombre o si esa mujer estuviera pintando en su mente, sería lindo que este hombre se convirtiera en mi marido.
Yeah, or if she says, and then she makes a further detailed painting. If this happens, it'll be nice, you see? And
Y si
if that happens, it'll be nice. She's just painting it inside, you see? You know?
Si esto sucediera, sigue pintando esta mujer, ¿no? Y dice, si este hombre fuera mi marido, si fuera así, sería lindo. Y sigue, continúa pintando esa idea.
But if she's... So what's in it, Dada says? How does it connect to you and I? She is painting that inside, you see? But if you now, and Dada is saying you, because, you know, he gave the example of the woman and he's talking to one of these boys or young men. He says, if you now say, if she becomes my wife, it'll be nice, you see? You see?
Entonces acá Dada continúa y dice, bueno, ¿qué hay en eso, no? Es ella la que está pintando dentro. Ahora, pero si tú, que eres tu hombre, le dice, empiezas a pintar y dices, eso sería lindo que ella fuera mi esposa.
And now, if you, on the other hand, say, oh, if she becomes my wife, it's nice. You see? And then, now, the vision, the bow, connects with the bow, you see? You see? You know? But Dada says, but you have not painted this kind of thing in the last life. He's talking to some boys, you know, some young men who are with Dada, who are not married and who like to remain single, right? So he says, but you have not painted this kind of bows. You have not painted like this inside in the past life. So even the woman may have all kinds of ideas about you, but you have not painted it in the last life, so you will not have any vows towards her. You will not have these feelings towards her. Oh, it'll be nice if I can get married to her, you know, etc., you know? You understand?
Yes. Dice, bueno, entonces ella le dice a él, bueno, pero si tú empiezas a decir, bueno, que también sería lindo que ella fuera mi esposa, pero entonces ahí habría una conexión de intenciones, ¿no? Pero tú no conectaste con ella en la vida pasada, tú no pintaste esto, tú no creaste las intenciones ni los sentimientos en la vida pasada. Le está hablando a un grupo de hombres, Dada.
Right. You say, in other words, you know, the woman wants the man and the man wants the woman. And these are the vows that are going on in life, you see. These are the vows that become dravya. Dravya vow is subtle. Dravya means effect. Now they come out in effect. Next thing you know, they have become married, or you get a wedding invitation, etc. See? So, but this is from past life. This is from past life.
La mujer pinta la historia con un hombre, el hombre pinta una historia con la mujer, pero estas son todas intenciones que son de Dravya Bhavs, es el efecto que está surgiendo de la vida pasada.
The bhav is intent, and dravya is, and bhav is intent, dravya is effect. It will come into reality, you see. You want a woman, you'll get a woman. If you want another man, you get another man. If you don't like the woman and you'd like to try the man, then you will get the man. You know, it's bhav, 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 you see.
Dravya es el efecto, ¿no? Entonces, si la intención fue puesta, vas a tener el efecto, si quieres una mujer o un hombre. Si no lo tienes, no surgirá.
Yeah. And so Dadashri says, over there. Now Dada says, over there. Who is caught? Over there, who is caught? In other words, in the next life, who is caught? In a, you know, the one with the vision is caught. The one who had sexual intent is caught. You see? And if you don't have sexual intent, you are not caught. Men, even though men and women are married, they look at another woman or another man, they have this stuff that we just are talking about. He is having this wow inside. Oh, it'll be nice if he's my husband. My current husband is so, or this vice versa. This bhav, this drashti, bhav is the view. It's not Amapura that's saying it. It is this body complex. It's the I in ignorance. The I in ignorance says, I'd like this. I'd like this house is no good. This home is no good. I'd like a bigger home. I'd like a bigger home, a nice home. So, now you're caught. The bhav, over there, the one with the vision is caught. And Amapura has no such bhav. Amapura is no bhav. You see? So it's not caught.
Dice el que tiene la intención, por ejemplo, de la intención sexual, y aunque esté casado va a estar mirando a otro hombre o va a estar mirando a otra mujer y va a decir, bueno, porque mi mujer esto o mi marido aquello. Entonces ahí está atrapado. Es el yo en ignorancia el que está atrapado. Es el drashti bhava.
Correct. Because the drashti is so, the guilty one is one with the drashti. The guilty one is the one with the vision, with the bhav of I want that, I want that. That's nice. I'd like to have that too. I'd like to have that. And so keeps on filling in his bag something for the next life, you see.
Drashti es la falta, es el culpable, ¿no? Con la visión de que quiero esto, quiero aquello, quiero lo otro, y con todo quiero va llenando como una inmensa bolsa que la va a arrastrar a la próxima vida.
Vishuddhatma Bhagwan. This is much longer paragraph here, and I think we'll carry it on next Wednesday. Okay. It makes us, these are original words of Dada. I'm giving it to them inexactness, so that we understand what happens with these bhavs. And all bhavs are kashai bhavs. All bhavs ultimately are kashai bhav. One of the other kashai is going on. Anger, pride, deceit, greed. All of these are kashai bhav. And they paint more bhavs. You see, the point is they create more paintings for next life. You paint or print, blueprint is in this life, and the reality, physical reality, is there in front of you in the next life, you see. And Dada is giving us very fine satsang and understanding about it, you see. Okay, so we will stop here.
Nada,
Sorry,
vamos
go
a
on,
terminar el satsang hoy y les estoy dando las palabras de Dada con absoluta exactitud para que las intenciones de los kashais, que son la ira, el orgullo, la codicia y el engaño, dejen de crear más pinturas para que en la próxima vida no estén allí.
Dadashri, by giving us this vision today with these two questions, what have I done? Why is he doing this to me? On what basis, on what right does he have to do this to me? It is simple stuff that arises. You see, he is broadening us, he's taking us deeper and finer into these things. So through his words, he is putting our own light on these things happening inside, not outside.
Dada que nos trae con con esto de qué es lo que hice, qué le hice, por qué está pasando eso, nos trae la luz para que podamos ver en nuestro interior.
Okay, so thank you very much for
Thank
being
you,
very
Shuddha.
patient.
Thank you, Shuddha.
Yeah, Jai Sachidanand, Jai Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand.
Silvina,
Gracias, Shuddha.
yeah, Jai Sachidanand, everyone. Marcella.
Jai Sachidanand, Shuddha.
Jai
Jai
Sachidanand.
Cecilia,
Thank you.
Gonzalo, Marcella, Devdasi, Sandra, Luz, Angelique, Gabriela, Alicia, everyone. Isa. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Jai Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand.